Welcome everyone. Welcome to Plant a Garden TV. How you guys doing tonight? What's going on? Welcome to our late night chat on organic gardening. As we all know, it's a bit early. When you're talking about dealing with seedlings, it's pretty early, but this is a practice I enjoy. This is a practice I love. Why? Because like I always mention, I love to be ahead of time. I'm not trying to buy a pepper, so I gotta be ahead of time. Most of all, I love testing my seeds then. So I don't want to have seeds and then I wait until the spring, now trying to germinate them and realize that they're not good. But my seed them is good because I take care of my seeds. But sometimes what happens is I might have old seeds. And the old seeds I have, sometimes I try to test them to see if they're still good. So what I'll do, I'll try to put some in the soil just to see if they're good. And for what I'm seeing, beautiful. I had some, I think it was 9 years old. I had some 9 years old seeds, which was, I think was cabbage, broccoli, and cauliflower. 9-year-old seeds that I saved from my garden. And I saw them and they bust out beautiful. So saving seed, it's not just saving seed, it's taking care of them. It's how to, sometimes you got to air them out. Sometimes you got to, in the summertime, it's good to take them and air them out because you don't want no, you might have them in an area and they get moisture get on them, and just like that, you could lose them. So make sure you put your seeds in that they can get air, especially in the summertime. In the winter, you could always put them up. And you got to also remember, you can't make your seed get damp. Because if your seed get damp, what could happen? They could spoil, they could start germinating and spoil. Because water causes seed to germinate. If you just have them in a dry area, they will never germinate. But if once there's water, access to that liquid, you're gonna start seeing they start germinate. So we gotta be mindful of how we storing our seeds. All right, welcome everyone, guys. Please hit the like button. I'll truly appreciate it. I'm trying to do live session at nights, late night, sometimes in the day. So to keep this live going every night or almost every night, I will appreciate if you guys can at least hit the like button to encourage me and let me know you appreciate what I'm doing, because I don't have to do this. I can just sow my seed and I can just do what I'm doing. But there's so many people today that willing to learn and want to learn. There's so many people today that trying, even from their apartment. People trying to grow from their apartment. It's so much you can grow from your apartment, but just the effort, just for the people, just trying, you got to give them a big thumbs up. I'm telling you. So shout out to all the people who have small space and still trying. Some people just growing a few little herbs on their window ledge. Shout out to you. All right, look, just check this out, guys. This is an onion I have here, and I just put the onion in the soil, just like that. And if you notice, it's rooting and it start pushing these sprouts. Now, you can harvest these sprouts, cut them up, and cook with them. You see what I'm saying? Now, we have black eyed peas. This is black eyed peas right here. This is black eyed peas, and these black eyed peas, it's about 3 to 4 years. These black eyed peas, they're about 3 to 4 years old. And I just wanted to test them to see if they works. And if you notice here, this is so some of them right here. And this is black eyed peas right here. So from this, it shows me that these seeds is beautiful, they're good. Testing your seed is important. You don't want in the spring you running around looking for seed because the seed you don't have. I know it's way too early. It's way too early for me to even think about setting seed, these seeds. Way too early, but I like to be ahead of time. If you notice here, you're gonna see peppers. This is peppers growing up here. Also ginger up in this container. I have all kind of stuff growing in this container. And one thing you see, if you don't try, you will never know. I'm growing all these things with ginger. Yes. So, okay. A lot of people, guys, listen. On this channel, we're not here to discriminate. We're not here to talk about how other people garden and what other people do. What we do here, we focus on what we're doing and we share the information on what we're doing. So if you want to try, you see what we're doing and you want to try, it's okay. This is an information channel where we share lots of information. So if you're new to the channel, it will take us. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and help us support our work, because our work is to motivate others and show others that, listen me, once you have soil and a small space, it's possible to grow something. So I'm not here to discriminate on how other people garden, because everybody have their own way. All right? So yes, guys, like I always mention, guys, there's a soil that I'm using right now that's really working. Good night, cause mother, how you doing? Life in the garden, Mr. Pallard. How you doing? Blessings, blessings to everyone. All right, guys. So, guys, we're going to talk a lot about soil. Let's talk about soil tonight. Let's talk about different things. But one thing I'm going to say, guys, and I'm going to always say this, because right now we're in the heart of, we're getting ready, where we're going to be, people going to be sowing seed. So this is why I'm doing these videos and these live, that people could join me on this journey and able to learn and also be successful. Now, many people have access to a lot of soil in their backyard. Many people have access to soil in their backyard or even in their garden. But Many people don't believe in the soil that they have in their backyard. Many people believe the soil that they have is not good enough. The soil they have in their backyard, they believe is not good enough. And they believe that they got to go and buy something. Sorry there, guys. Hold on. They believe that they have to go and buy something in order. Sorry for that. Oh, man. Right. They believe that they might have to go and buy something in order for their garden to produce. Well, guess what, guys? I'm telling you right now. This soil germinates seed very fast. Very fast. And we did a live last night. You guys can check it out, where I was talking about this soil. I'm going to keep talking about this soil because I want you guys to have an understanding of this soil and how great this soil is. It's like anything you put in this soil is germinate very fast. What is this soil? This soil is a tree body broke down for over 10 years. You know when the tree break down and the body rotten on the ground, and then you go and you just scrape up all the stuff, and then what I did, I sift them out. This is not really soil. This is actually compost. But everything I sow in this thing germinate. Everything I sow germinate. Beautiful. Everything. I even sow, let me show you this beans here. This is lima beans. This is lima beans. It's too early. I was just testing the seeds them, and look how this thing growing. Look the main root. You see the main root? You see the main root? This main root, if you can see it, is what sorts for the nutrients. This is the nutrient, the one that sorts and push it away and suck in the nutrients out of the soil. This thing now germinate a couple days ago, and look how long the root is. You see what I'm saying, guys? This gives you an idea how rich this soil is. This soil is so rich. Look at the size of the root. I'm not sure if you can see. Look at the size of the root in a couple days, and look at the length of the root, almost about 6 inches in length. That tells you that this soil is unbelievable rich. Everything you put into the soil germinates in no time. Ginger. Look at this ginger here. Germinate in no time. Everything, all the peppers, everything that you put germinate. The black eyed peas germinate. Everything. I have some seed over here, some kale and some carrots, some pepper. Germinate beautiful. What is this soil? This soil is a tree. This is a pine tree. You see, many people underestimate pine. Guys, I'm telling you from my experience, I've been dealing with pine needle and the pine tree itself for a long time, for years now. And the benefit is unbelievable. Some people believe pine tree is not good basically, but I'm telling you right now, once a pine tree is break down really well, it's become so soft and fluffy. It becomes so soft. So when you put your seeds inside the soil, and it germinates. It starts running. There's nothing stopping it. It running goes everywhere. Look at this thing. The thing ain't even push out no leaf as yet. This is a lima beans. It ain't even push no leaf as yet. It now germinate, guys. And look the size of the root. The soil ain't nothing to stop the soil. Nothing, because the soil is so soft. You know, I'm telling you guys, this is one of the best soil I ever use when come and germinating seed. And it's for free. It didn't cost me a dime. It's for free. This is an organic channel. I mean, we have a lot of videos on our channel about soil. I even have a video, free compost, recently post, maybe a few days now, where I get this compost from, where I rake it up, sift it out, and use it for sow seed. Seed germinating days in this thing, and roots. Everything you put, I just put down the onion, it starts rooting and it pushing out. Just like that, just rest it down. You see what I'm saying? So our soil, guys, is very important. Your soil is very important. And when you dealing with natural soil, when you're not using those type of stuff in your soil, it's kind of benefit you in the long run. Because when you keep building your soil, like for instance, you're using this every year. And every year, you just keep adding more. So basically what you do, you maintain in the soil. Every year, you keep adding more, you maintain in your soil. So over here, we have a container with ginger. We talked about this last night as well. So basically, like I said, guys, I do not believe in waiting until spring to start testing seed. And my thing is, guys, we talked about this last night too. You don't need no $1,000 setup to germinate some seeds. You don't need no, well, it's up to you. But on this channel, we're going to show you how to set up. Simple setup, simple setup, and be successful. The goal is, guys, what really make you successful when come on seedling, what really make you successful is keeping your seedlings in a warm area. This is very important. In a warm area. You keep your seedlings in a warm area. You could have any type of lights. You could have a shop light. Some people buy grow lights. You could have a grow lights too. Grow light works as well. But I'm saying, if you don't have the money to go out there and buy a grow light, that does not mean you cannot grow your food. Your seedling, you still can grow your seedlings from a regular shop light that you can just put them. The next thing you want to know, you want to make sure that you have the light at the right height. At the right height. You don't want to have it too low down because the heat can damage them. I don't put my light very close. I put my light 12, 16 inches above from my light, from my plant, because I had an experience already and I'm not trying to go through that again, where the light was too low and it damaged my seedlings. So the goal is, guys, good soil. Soil that can hold water. So you only need to wet it maybe once. And once you wet it that one time, everything gonna germinate. We talked about this last night, but I'm gonna talk about it again. It's important not to add too much water. Very important. You don't want the soil to be too damp and too wet. The reason for that, remember, you're not dealing with the sun. You're dealing with a light, and you're indoors. And most of the time, the garden inside is kind of, chilly in some kind of way. So the water is not going to dry out fast. So you really don't want to overwet them. Now, from the time I sow these seed, I wet them and I never wet them again. And up to now, the soil is still damp. So don't go out there and just watering your seedling over and over and over, because you could create root rot, and this is important. But guys, and the next thing I want to say again, I always say these things. If you sow your seed in rich soil, make sure you're going to be transplanting them in rich soil. You cannot sow them in rich soil and transplant them in poor soil, because it's going to reverse the process. You see this thing here? Watch. This thing here, you see the root? You see how long it is? This thing was underneath here, pushing itself, draining, sucking the nutrients. So now, if you transplant this outside, is expect the same treatment, and is expect maybe even better. But it could never be worse. All right? This is how we get success. For the people who are not in the tropical, your growing season is pretty short. So because your growing season is pretty short, you have no room for mistakes. So you want to be ahead of time. All right, guys, welcome in everyone. How you all doing? Don't forget to hit that like button. All right. Blessing. So how you all doing? Blessing, guys. Please hit the like button, guys. Support the channel by hitting the like button. You can share the live if you please. Support the channel, guys. That's all I'm asking for. Double tap the stream. Support the channel. We appreciate you all. This is real valuable information I'm giving, especially for the new gardeners. And we're giving live demonstration. So for the people who now come in the chat, this is black eyed peas we have right here. This is black eyed peas we have right here. And what we did, because this is a few years old, and what we did, we saw some of them, which is right here, and we see they germinate lovely. So what we know for sure that we can go out in the spring and sow these seed in our garden. So before we sow these seed, what we're going to do, we're going to soak them. Like the day before, we're going to soak them in some water, and then we're going to sow them out in the spring. So they germinate faster that way. But I'm telling you, these things germinate in this soil like 1 to 3. Very, very fast, guys. Very, very fast. So this is a soil. I'm giving you guys a secret. Pine tree. If you have pine tree close to you that breaks down, rotten right down to the ground, just take some of it, sift it out, and put sow your seedlings inside of there. You see our seedlings and them boss lovely, healthy, and fast. So we have what I did. You know what? I did a video today, guys. I did a video today, and the video was planting potato. How I plant this potato, you guys need to check out that video. I uploaded today how I plant the potato. I plant the potato that way because, you know, sometimes when you harvest the potato, sometimes you got to be digging the ground. But in this way, it's going to be easier to harvest. Check out that video, guys. I uploaded today. That could give you some insight. So when you're ready to plant your potato, you have an idea. I don't know for the people who now come in, guys, if you're doing ginger, if you have ginger in your home and you want to grow some ginger, what you can do, you can add them in some soil. You could add them in, you could cover them in the soil. You could also add them like these. Lay them in the soil and just leave them. Wet them and leave them. They're going to start to gather root just like that. The reason why I'm doing these so early, some people might say, why, I mean, you're still in this winter. Why are you even doing ginger this early? Well, guess what? Ginger take maybe 8 to 10 months to really mature. About 8 to 10 months. So if you get them going now and transplant them in the spring, they have a more longer growing period. Instead of me taking them out in March, April and putting them into the soil, then March, April, May, June, by the time June, they're now pushing up the ice. You see what I'm saying? So when I do it now, I'm able to get more mature ginger instead of ginger that grow looking good, but they did not reach the maturity. So this is how I do it, guys. I start early. I do not wait until the spring because I think waiting on the spring, I don't think it's a good idea for me. All right? Yes, it's a longer period dealing with plants, dealing with seedling, it's a longer period, but it worth the while. Like for instance, peppers. Some people will say, okay, you could start growing your peppers maybe 8 to 10 weeks apart before the frost in the spring. Some people will say that, and I will say 3 months. I'll start 3 months. It doesn't matter. You understand? Your goal is keeping them strong, healthy. So when you transplant them, they just take off. And always remember to keep the soil prepared and ready for the spring. So when the spring, make sure you don't add your compost, everything. So when the spring come and you open your hole and you plant, the plants just take off. Always remember, it got to go into a better condition than where it germinate. The soil got to be better or the same. It can't be worse. Or it's going to back the growth. You know, sometimes you plant something and you realize it's not growing, it just like, and you ask yourself, what is happening here? This plant is not moving. Many times, these are the problem. Because now this plant have to take its time and adjust to that soil. Because the plant used to rich soil. Like these germinate in beautiful soil. You cannot take these and plant them in poor soil. Not to say they're not going to grow, But what's going to happen is going to back the growth. It's going to take time before it take off. This is why this soil here, this is why I will take some of these and add in all the holes then. You see what I'm saying? So when I transplant them, they go feel like they're dealing with the same soil, which is important. This is how you get fast growth. The soil you transplant from, where you put in it, it's supposed to be in a better condition. This is why what I do. This is why what I do, guys. I do not feed them that much. I also do not water them that much, because you want to train them. You want to train your seedlings. So once you train them, you just give them a little water just to survive, just to keep them alive. So you give them a little water when you feel the soil is dry. Not too much, just a little water. So basically, you're trying to treat them not to the fullest. Because when you transplant them, they're already used to a little water. You see what I'm coming from? They're already used to able to survive from a little water. So I'm telling you, you have the ability to train your seedlings them. You feed them with little water. Guys, I don't wet my garden. The only time I wet my garden, guys, is like seedlings. If you transplant your seedlings and then you realize, damn, the sun is hot and it's not raining, then you give them a little water. Other than that, no, my plants them does just grow. Because the way I set up my soil, I always add leaf and I always add the tree trunk in my soil. So what happens is it creates a sponge. It kind of holds water. So when it rains, that soil gonna be damp for a long period of time. Then I also plant them deep. So when you plant them deep, the sun takes time to get down to that root. So if you're going through a drought, you realize your plants them still looking healthy, still looking like they're getting water. So training them to little water and also design your garden in a way, plant them in a way that they could survive. Because once they're able to get the moisture, they will survive, which the moisture does be under the ground, on top of the surface, the sun. Like for instance, if you take this and you put this out in the sun right now, the sun burn down all of them. You know why? Because they're young and they're delicate and their root is not that deep. So where their root is, the sun can penetrate their root and dry them out. But if you plant them deep, you see, like if you plant them deep, and you see how this one was going, deep and pushing itself down, it's gonna feed regardless. It's gonna feed regardless. So it's good. This is really good to germinate your seed into. But if you germinate your seed in this, you have to make sure where you put in them, transplanting them, you have this type of soil. Because I'm telling you, with this rich compost, with this rich soil, and you move it into a poor soil, in a poor condition, is not going to strive well. I'm telling you, this is facts I'm telling you. Not to say it wouldn't grow. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it's going to stay there and take time to adjust to the soil because the soil is different. So our soil, guys, very important. And with this soil, it's for free. You ain't got to purchase them. It's for free. You know, like I said, I'm not here to talk about how other people garden. I'm not here to do that. But what I'm here to say is, because many people, when come at me, try to get me to, oh, planter, why you don't use these things? Why you don't use these things? And to me, it's like, why would I use them? You see what I do. You see what I do. You see what I don't believe in buying. If I can get it free in my backyard, I'm not buying it. You see what I'm saying? So why would I go and buy something that I knows nothing about and ignore what I have in my backyard? You see what I'm saying? And you'll be surprised how these things works beautiful. Look, we have a potato here. And this potato, we just put it down in the soil and the potato already start pushing out eyes already. This is a sweet potato. It's already start pushing out. So this soil is one. I could tell anybody this. Since I'm sowing seed, this is one of the best soil I ever sow seed into. The stalk, they germinate so fast. And the roots, they gather their root system. Look, this ginger now starts sprouting. Look at the root. Look at the root system. And these are, to some people, this might, oh, what are you talking about? Well, guys, the root system is important. And if you see it pushing root like this so fast and so big, it tells you that the soil is wonderful. That's what it's telling you, right? This is what, look how these black eyed peas here looking. These are black eyed peas that germinate maybe a couple days ago. You understand? It don't take nothing special to germinate, to do seeds, to start the seeds from indoors. It don't take nothing special. So you ain't got to go out there and spend hundreds of dollars trying to buy certain things to get your seedlings going. All you need is a container, rake up some soil from outside, whether in your garden, wherever, and sow your seed. You keep them in a warm place. Make sure you don't overwater them. Make sure you have a light that can shine and keep them, give them some kind of little heat of the light, because the light is important. And you're in good shape. But other people might do different, and who am I to tell them not to do what they're doing? But I'm looking for the cheapest and effective way at the same time. And you'll be surprised, somebody might go out and spend $1,000 trying to set up because they're looking at other people. Sometimes other people is promoting something. Maybe they might be promoting a product, and they're telling you about the product. So you got to watch that too. All right? You can, like I'm saying, and if you follow this channel and you continue watching, you're going to see how successful these seedlings turn out. And if you, I guarantee you, your seedling might just turn out the same. Ginger. Look at this ginger here. These things not watch. No resting no. Few days ago watch. Don't push in eyes, roots pushing like crazy. You see what I'm telling you guys? So what I'm going to do though, this ginger, you see the root is getting so massive. Now, before I take these ginger outdoors, what's gonna happen is they're gonna grow pretty tall and their roots gonna spread. So I cannot keep them in this container. I have to get a bigger container, like a big container, and lay them down in the container and add some soil and just let them grow. In the spring, I'm going to take them out and transplant them. But I cannot leave them in this. This is just for them to get rooted. We also have, this is turmeric we have here, but the turmeric ain't start as yet. But the ginger, like 1, 2, 3. We have a lot of ginger to root, a lot of ginger. Because this year, one of my main crop for this year is going to be ginger. That's going to be one of my main crop. Usually, we grow a lot of bell pepper, lots of bell pepper. Guys, on our channel, we grow 9 feet tall pepper tree, 9 feet up in the air. We also grow 10 feet tall pepper tree. I'm talking about up in the air, with the type of soil we talk about. We do not use nothing from the store. We trust what we have in our backyard, and we trust the trees there. And you know what? Well, you know, using leaf is one thing, but if you use a leaf that was sprayed, I don't know about that, guys. I don't know about the leaf them that was sprayed. I don't know. But listen to me. At the end of the day, each and every one of us, we got to do what works for us. That's what we got to do. We got to do what works for you in your zone. Do what works best for you. Because at the end of the day, you're looking for success. You're looking for food. So you don't want to play around. You want to. This is why I try to share a lot of information, because, you know, a lot of people really trying to grow their own stuff. A lot of people trying. So I try to share the information. This is why I'm starting from seed. I'm showing you guys I'm starting from seed. I'm showing you guys how I take my ginger. All I do, put some salt to the bottom and just lay the ginger on top. And just like that, they start rooting. In this container, I cover them. And because I cover them, they're rooting pretty fast. But like I said, it's still too early. But I don't want to wait until springtime to getting out there and doing things. Like for instance, look here again, guys. This is another one here. If you notice, you see the root, right? It starts rooting already. Very easy, guys. Very easy. Very easy. You put them in the soil, and just like that, they start rooting. Ginger. It don't take Nothing too complicated. And like I will always mention, guys, you cannot overweight these things. You grow it, no matter what you're growing, especially when you're indoors, overwatering, it's a problem. Big problem. So all I'm going to be doing, guys, I have a lot more seed to sow. But so we're going to continue doing these live. I'm going to continue sharing information because the good thing about this channel, guys, you can see these seedlings and then you could watch them grow in my garden. I also do live, I also do live session from my garden as well. Live session where I'm going to show you how I plant them. I'm also going to show you how I take care of them. You understand? So if you haven't subscribed, guys, please don't hesitate to subscribe. You won't regret it. We talk about soil. We talk about seed. We talk about compost. We talk about liquid composting. And we don't just talk about them. We show you how we mix them. We show you what we add in. We show you all these things. This channel is like a university on organic garden. If you don't believe me, check the channel out. You'll see for yourself. All right? I plant some red potato today. Yeah, I plant some red potato today. And I just can't wait to see, how they germinate, how they grow up through the leaf them. I can't wait to see that. And now is a good time. Now is actually a good time to plant potato. Yeah, now is a beautiful time to plant potato. If your ground is not freezing, that's the thing, guys. If your ground is not freezing, some people at this point in time have to deal with frozen ground. So I understand, but if you have the space to start them indoors, start them indoors. So when that time comes, you can just run out and start planting. This is why too, guys, if you have a short growing season, like how they tells you, sow your seed, your pepper seed 6 to 8 weeks. No. Yeah, 6 to 8 weeks before the planting season. Then put it back to 3 months. Put it back to 3 months. So when you bring them out, they already, they have some time strength to deal with the outer wall, the outside. You see what I'm saying? That's what I do. And you could check my channel, guys. My peppers grows and produce like wildfire, man. So it's not about me sitting and talking. I also show you the progress in my garden. Is there anyone in here tonight who have a question about gardening? Feel free to ask. Once it's about gardening. Man, look at this thing here. In a few days, it ain't even push out the leaf as yet. Look at the root of this thing. Look how far this thing push already. The soil is beautiful. That's why. Healthy soil. But it's too early. It's definitely too early. It was just a test to see if the soil, if the seed is good. It was just a test. And right now, I know my seeds, these good. I know The lima beans is good. So all I got to do is just sit back and wait. Sit back and wait until the springtime. It's a lot of, listen to me. We have arrows. We have a bunch of arrows. Man, listen to me. I can't wait for the garden season to come, man. Right up here we have, in this thing right here, I don't know if you can see, but we have seedlings inside here. Now germinate. We have cabbage, we have kale, we have cauliflower, and we also have bell pepper in this container here. They're looking lovely, man. They're tall, but they're looking lovely. So the goal is, man, is to not to over wet them. This is very important. I'm not even going to wet these things, man. I'm just going to leave them and just let them do their stuff. Because, like I said, the soil is very spongy and it holds water wonderful. So at the end of the day, I'm not going to even wet them. I'm just going to allow them and just let them do the thing. Sometimes too, guys, believe it or not, sometimes too, we believe we have to do too much. You know, with sometimes all you need to do is do your part and allow the plant to do the rest. Meaning, prepare a place for them. Prepare a condition for them where it's a warm temperature. If you're doing this in your garage, if your garage floor is cold, you cannot just rest them on the cold floor because the coldness is going to penetrate and might rot their root. So you want to put them on something. They got to be on something, like a piece of carpet, something, a table, something. So what I'm saying is put them in an environment that the temperature is not going to go down below. Just keep it room temperature. Just like how you're going to be in your house with your heat about 72. Just keep it right around them areas there. You could put them by a window. You ain't even got to use light. If you have a big window, you can just open it up and just let them move the curtain, whatever you have there, and just let the light from the sun shine in. And just leave them. You'll be surprised how these things go. Sometimes we think we got to do so much when we just need to create the environment and let the plant do the rest. Because that's what I'm doing. I'm creating the environment, meaning the dirt, the nursery, which is the soil, the container. I sow the seeds and just let them do their thing, man. And train them at the same time. So anyone have any question tonight? Let me know. Let me see if I can show you. That's a seedling them right there. You see how they germinate nice and beautiful? That's a seedling them germinating right there. Look how nice and healthy they're looking. These are cabbage, broccoli, All right. So guys, we're going to end it here tonight since no one have no question. We're going to end it here tonight. I appreciate each and every one of you. Join me tomorrow night, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and let's continue this journey. All right? So you guys have a blessed and wonderful night. Peace and love. Good night to all. Happy gardening. Hey, John, how you doing? Planter, you have it. You job subject. Okay, thank you. Thank you, John. Good to see you, man. What's going on? Happy New Year. Happy holidays. Yeah. Yes, man. So we're going to continue this tomorrow night, guys. Join me tomorrow, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And let's continue this journey. You want to be an organic gardener? Well, you're at the right place. You want to start to sow your own seed instead of going and buy starts? You're the right place. We will help guide you into a successful garden season. All right. Good night, John, man. Blessing to you. Happy New Year to you too. All right. So see you guys tomorrow. All right. Peace and love. Blessings.